I'm Baba Steve. Today is Friday, and that is the 2nd of December. Beautiful day. And we have here two beautiful people sitting there watching us. And I'm going to talk today about life, the love, the consciousness. Last night I was watching Anderson Cooper, a beautiful soul, intelligent man. And he has about 8 correspondents sitting on 2 tables. One on four side, on one table 4 of them, and the other table 4 of them. Of course, 7 of them were men's, and 1 was a young lady. They were all super intelligent. And they were all dissecting what Donald Trump said in Cincinnati, Ohio. And after visiting the Carrier plant in Indiana, he met the people, then he came back to Cincinnati, where Mike Pence introduced him, and he started talking about that how he's going to change the economy, the care of the people, the manufacturing jobs, the car industries, and he talking about people's, that is the security, that to our what you call that, so we are all protected, law and order, give a full power to our justice system. Now these guys start, Anderson Cooper and all the correspondents and all these journalists as they have very intellectual mind, they are dissecting each word, because mind is very powerful, because each word has 2 meanings, just like each coin has a head and tail, a positive and negative. But I listened to all of them, and I listened to Donald Trump and Mike Pence, and I see they're all living in an objective way. That is a body, whatever this body need, a house, a car, a food, a place to sleep. Well, have they thought about that, how the animals live? Do they have a house? Do they have a car? Or do they have a frigidaire where they can go and pick up and open the door and eat whatever they want? Human beings have been conditioned all over the world. They conditioned unconsciousness. And that's what they're talking, basically the objective thing. They have no idea about consciousness. They take consciousness as a object. It is a subjective thing. It's a subjective entity. They are just living so superficial, they are slave to their own senses. They are crippled. They have no idea how to live in the present. It is only in the present, when you start realizing yourself, looking at that, that is the body, that is the cellular level, pulsating and vibrating. But they are so much engulfed in their conditioned unconsciousness, they have forgotten about life, what life is. They are trapped so much in the material things, in this world of illusion, in the world of perception, that they want this thing, they want this toy, and they've forgotten about the life itself. And life is moving. The heart is pumping, the lungs are breathing, the gastrointestinal tract is digesting, the urinary system making its urine. But they have no idea what's going on. They're looking to make money, and that's all they're looking. So all consciousness which I'm talking to you, you cannot see that consciousness. Consciousness is a life, it's the individuality. But a scientific guy, what do you want to do or she want to do? They want to dissect that body, the human body itself also. At the same time, a guinea pig or a rat, and they try to find out the consciousness. consciousness, you cannot dissect it. It's in your body. It's a chemical. It has a biochemistry, physiology, and a biology. You cannot dissect that. It's a combination of all that, and you cannot take it out. And the consciousness is moving like a clock. But they don't understand that. But if you take a clock and you can see it moving, but you can separate all the parts of the clock and it will stop. There will be no clock left. But this is not true about consciousness. Consciousness is a living reality of this life. Consciousness is a living reality of this life. I know you're twisting, but I'm becoming more little conscious on that so I don't fall down. It's okay. It's okay. Well, okay. Anyhow, the consciousness which we're talking about is moving. You cannot separate that chemical, the biochemistry and the biology and the physiology. It is there. Donald Trump is doing the same thing. He's taking that consciousness and making it to an object. He's living on a superficial life, trying to make these people puppet. But he does not understand what a life is. Life which is pulsating and vibrating. He has no idea. And then you talk about love. Can you literally see love? You cannot see love. You may say, I fell in love. Well, when you fell in love, you really fell in a ditch. You really want to go rise in love and communicate with your partner. And when you really have a pure relation with that partner, where you learn that you become a witness to your own mind and the body and your complex senses, and same as your partner becomes that, and when you have a relation together, which we'll be talking later on about orgasm, which you have a proper sacred relation between a man and a woman, and that's where the pure healing takes place. And that is a pure consciousness. That's a pure awareness. So they are not there. They think they are awake, but they are all sleeping. They're just daydreaming. Anderson Cooper, all these correspondents who were sitting there, 8 of them, they keep on dissecting and they think they are awake, but they literally are asleep. It's very unfortunate. I see these intelligent people, their life is running away from them. They don't even understand what this life is. They don't understand this consciousness. Consciousness you can't put in a tube. It's not a commodity. Once you learn how to become a witness, then you begin to understand what this life is. And once you become that witness, then you really look at your subjective thing, the mind itself, what it is generating. Even your body, when you become separated witness to the body, because it is also so much conditioned by your complex senses the day you are born, from your society, from your family, religion, and the education. It is so deeply impregnated that you have forgotten about yourself completely. Even in your extreme situations, when you are angry, you are just reacting with your conditioned unconsciousness. But the deepest of the mind, you think it, I should not react. Just like Donald Trump, he talked to the Pakistan president, whatever language he used basically in a conscious way. No, he used it in a very objective way. He's not there. I feel very sorry for him. He should not have opened his mouth. He should have just kept quiet and listened to the guy and let it happen. He's in that stage that he needs to stay still like a tree, because he has done his job. Now he has to learn the second education, to learn the total consciousness and awareness. He knows me. I have been to all his rallies, and I hope, and I'll still again request Donald Trump and his staff to please call me. Please send us an email so we can help him, get him, so he can live a full span of life, which nature and the God has given him and the Creator has given him. Because if he's running like that, he's not going to be long. He's hurting himself and he's going to hurt other people. Because he has to take care of this mirage, this body. Because that consciousness can be obtained through this body. He said, this body which gifted to us, there's no price with us. We have corrupted it by our desire, by our emotion, by our ideas. And this body which is gifted to us, it has a golden key which I can teach him to open the key. And once you open that key, you are entering into the paradise. You are entering into the life. You are entering into the existence. You are entering into the infinity, the ecstasy, the bliss. And that is called total meditation. That is called total awareness. And that's where the healing takes place. And that is totally unconditional consciousness. A Buddha and Leo and Confucius, they were sitting in the paradise, in the cafeteria. It was early in the morning. They were eating some breakfast. And after they ate the breakfast, they are discussing about enlightenment. A beautiful girl walks in, naked. And Buddha looks at, and she had one glass of an elixir of life in her hand. And she's totally naked, beautiful. Buddha closed his eyes. So he is basically not paying attention to the life itself. Leo looks at, and Leo takes a little, she moves closer to him, and he keeps his eyes still down, and she gave him a sip of that elixir, and he says it's bitter. And Confucius, whose wide open eyes, and he is enjoying this beautiful lady. Naturally, he'd be excited, physiologically, naturally, anatomically, biologically, and his eyes are wide open. She comes, he tells her to come closer. She comes closer and he holds the glass which she had elixir of life, and he drinks it, the whole thing. She says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I am taking the life as a totality, and I drink it total. Then I live with my life, unconditional consciousness. I live with totality. I squeeze every drop of every cell of the body to live totality." And that's what a total consciousness is. That's what a life is. Life is not an object. You cannot dissect it. Once you become a life, a flower, a rose flower who's dangling in front of you, you have to learn this life become dangling. You have to learn how to become a tree and the flowers and the fruit. So I request Donald Trump and his staff, please contact us so I can take you to a second step and the deepest part of your body. I don't expect any money. We don't need any favors, no reward. So contact babasteve.org, or you can call me 727-686-3489. God bless. You all have a good day. Namaste. Amen.